Oh my god. Okay, so like everything started falling apart right after I stopped recording the last video. Like things were falling from the sky and there was like fire and tree branches came in through the window. And, like there were gremlins crawling around, tried to eat my eyeballs out, but I got them away and locked them in the closet and now they're in there. You might hear them scratching on the door. It's definitely not my dog. Speaking of the door, I should probably close it because it's open. Be right back. Jeez, I am just so professional. Okay, so if you haven't seen the first in this series of videos, you should probably watch that first because you should, okay? So, yep, same format, doing it raw. Gonna start the timer and start talking about some albums that I own in the format of CD. Let's go. Alright, finishing off the A's here, we've got If It's Possible for an Arcade Fire album to be underrated, Neon Bible. This is my favorite Arcade Fire album. For a couple reasons. Partially just because it is the underrated one. You know, it's like the underdog. I kind of sympathize with it. But also just because I freaking love every single song on this album. Except maybe Black Wave, Bad Vibrations. Not really too big on that one. But every other song on here I think is incredible. And then can we just admire this artwork for a second? So we've got the album cover, which is in fact a neon Bible. We've got the back here, which has the track listing going around. Very reflective, oh my gosh. Ooh, it's actually like a different material. It's like cardboard, and then it's glossy in the middle. I think that's like a picture of space or something, like stars, or like, I don't know, something. But then when you take off the slip case, it's the same cover, but in black and white. And then, I don't know if you can see, in the side here, it's got, because this was actually a neon sign, and you know how they have like the different phases or like slides, or I don't know what to call them, in the side thing here. It actually has all the different ones for like the picture, and then the back is the same thing but without the track listing around it. So I just think that's really cool. But yeah, this is a great album. Favorite songs, Ocean of Noise I like a lot, and then also Antichrist Television Blues in parentheses because Arcade Fire is a little bit pretentious and they do things like that. But man, I don't know. If you haven't checked this album out because maybe it got like not as good reviews as some of the other ones, definitely give it a listen. But if you're just getting into Arcade Fire, you should start with Funeral. Like definitely start with Funeral. So next up, finishing off the A's here, this is actually the last A album. We've got Atoms for Peace, Amok. This is a side project of Tom York from Radiohead, as well as Nigel Godrich, Radiohead's producer, Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers, and some other people who I am forgetting. This album kind of sounds like the album art looks. It's a mix of like electronic sounds from, you know, because this band was originally assembled to play the songs off of Tom York's solo album, The Eraser. So it kind of sounds like that, but a bit more also in the style of Radiohead's latest album, The King of Limbs. You know, the kind of blend of acoustic and electronic sounds. In this album art, it also continues onto the back cover, so it's a continuous picture. But what's interesting about this, I don't know if you noticed, it opens the wrong way. Like, see that? You'd think it would open from this side, but it actually opens over here. And then there's another image on the inside, this little gatefold here. I don't know if you've noticed, I like gatefolds. And then even weirder is that, oops, someone put this away wrong. Oh, it probably was me. But there's like a little slip case that goes inside the pocket here. It's this, and it's got a picture of like a comet or something. And then there's the track listing again, all the information, the credits and everything. And then the CD is actually inside of here, but it wasn't before. Go back in. Friggin', do you wanna go back in? There it goes. Okay, and that is the end of everything. No, just the A's. Now we're on to the B's. And they've gotten out of order, so I gotta put them back in order because they're all just sitting in a pile right here next to me. So to start off the B's, got a little band called the Band of Horses. Actually, it's just Band of Horses. There's no the. This is their debut album called Everything All the Time. And, ooh, dang it, I just realized part of the packaging is missing actually because you can't see it right now because my walls are bare, but I generally put a lot of album artwork up on my walls. Like I take the CD booklets, like the inserts, and I cut out all the pictures that I think look cool and just put them on my walls. So actually, if I were sitting in this exact position like 3 months ago, this entire wall would be blue, and it would have pictures cut out of CD booklets all over it. But we redid my room, and we painted it orange, and those are all not on my walls anymore. But anyway, I bring that up because in this insert here, it's like the album cover, and then it's on the back, it's got these flaps that open up, and inside of here were actually photographs, not like actual photographs, but like photos that the band took that were then put onto this same type of like glossy paper. And on the back it had written where they were taken and when, and they were just, you know, pictures, probably from touring, I would assume, or something like that. And I thought it was really cool. And then also inside here, there's like the credits for the album and some trees or something, because, you know, the album cover is trees. Also, again, it's a continuous image. I think that's pretty cool too. Yeah, this is a great album. If you've ever heard the song The Prayer by Kid Cudi, the sample is The Funeral from this album, which is also a great song. Both are great songs. God, this whole album is great. I went through a phase where I was just obsessed with this album, and I would listen to it constantly. So it's really hard to pick a favorite song. But if I had to... Okay, I'm picking two because they actually go together. The titles do. And, you know, in sound-wise, they kind of flow into each other because they're right next to each other. So it's I Go to the Barn Because I Like the Monsters. Those are my two favorite songs off of this fine album. Alright, next up, we got Beck, Odelay. And it has like a weird blue dot on here. That's actually not the artwork. That's a sticker. I don't know why it's there, but I'm not taking it off. And then this back artwork here. Just egg dude with a cross, it looks like, and some rosary beads and skull and crossbones baby and weird things. And then just look at how 70s this inside artwork is. Doesn't it just look like a carpet or like some curtains you'd see in a house in the 70s? Like these would be the curtains and then this would be the carpet or something. I don't know, maybe that was the vibe he was going for, maybe not. Definitely probably. I need to fix the way I talk. What I was trying to say is that this is probably the album that you want to start with if you're getting into Beck. Either this, or some might say Mellow Gold, but that album's a lot weirder, and it might scare you off at first. So I would say go with this. It's still pretty weird, but it's also probably his most accessible album that still maintains some of the weirdness, because, you know, there's also albums like Midnight Vultures and Sea Change and other things, but I don't know. I just think this is the best iteration of Beck that you should start with to get you going. And then you can listen to other Beck albums, like Mutations. It's actually Mutations. But yeah, Mutations. This is probably my favorite Beck album. It's one of his folkier ones, you know, so he kind of alternates between the sound found on Odelay, which is like a white guy hip-hop electronic sample everything kind of just mishmash. And then albums like this, Mutations, or like One Foot in the Grave, or Sea Change, that have kind of a folkier, like, folk sound. This album also goes through other styles. Like it has Tropicalia, which is actually in the style called Tropicalia. It's like a kind of a Latin-based sound, and some other things. But yeah, this is a great album. I'd say my favorite song on here is probably, actually, it's probably Tropicalia or O Maria. Those are good songs. Time to drink some water, because I'm getting thirsty. It ain't even Thursday. What am I doing? I think I'm gonna run out of time soon, so I'm just gonna finish off Beck. Let's do that, because more Beck. The Information. This album, it's definitely not my favorite Beck album. Like I said, Mutations actually is, but this album is very similar stylistically to Odelay, but a bit more electronic. A lot more synthesizers and things. But it's got some good songs on it. Some good songs. There's actually alright, here, I'll talk about the packaging first. You might notice that it's a very bland album cover. This is actually a sticker here, and so is this thing. Oh, yep, there's the timer. Okay. Turned it up and still way too quiet. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I'm just gonna finish off the CD. There's a crack here, which kind of sucks, and price sticker and other things that have defiled it. Oh wow, it's broken too. I keep such good care of my CDs. I bought this used. That's why I was already like that when I bought it. But you take out the CD cover, you notice that it's just blank now, or it's got these little grids on it. And then it opens up, and there's this sheet of stickers folded up inside of it, and the point is that you create your own artwork by putting these stickers on here, but I haven't done it because I wanted to keep it intact, because moments like this. So that's one thing I think is really cool about this album, and the fact that I got it used and the stickers were still intact. I was like, yo, like damn, like some other things that ghetto gangsta people say, possibly, I don't know. But that's one cool thing about the packaging on the CD. Also, kind of really sketchy, but the CD looks blank. It's just got like, oh, there's me. Hi, say hi. Oh, hello. But then this is also one of those 2 CD things, and then there's this mysterious CD. This is not a double album. This is actually a DVD. Oh, broke it again. It's a DVD that contains a short, or it's actually not short, it's the length of each song, because it's got a very DIY homemade music video for each song on the album, and they're freaking hilarious, some of them. Oh hey, there's actually, the credits are in the back, like the inside of the back cover there, so yeah. Putting this back together, let me just fix my Borkin CD here. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Alright, okay. Okay, alright. There it goes. I'll fix it later. So we're about halfway through the B's right now, I think. Or maybe a little less. But, you know. Oh yeah, favorite song. Favorite song on The Information. Ooh, this is really tough. Wow. Dang, this is actually very tough. I'm gonna have to go with New Round. New Round. It's just so beautiful and pretty and schmaltzy and delicious. Yeah, this is about where we end the video, I'd say. This is where we stop.